All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is our first podcast drop, and I'm blessed and grateful to have my friend here, the Uso Way, Vic.
Also,
Vic,
thank you
welcome.
for you know how it is.
Yeah, welcome. For those of you that don't know Vic, he is a mechanic. He started his mechanic, I guess, journey a couple of years ago, if I'm right. He was working in factory and then decided from there, he's gonna go off and venture down his own lane, and now he's at where he's at now. He's had a good journey and a bit of a backstory of how we met, like how I crossed paths with you. Do you know how we crossed paths? I'll let you give your version first.
So in the beginning, well, first of all, my name is Vic, like they also said, and so Chris Tavita, one of our friends, I used to work with him in in a warehouse at Coles, and so that's where we sort of grew our relationship or our friendship with the Uso. So I asked him a couple of years ago to shoot me like a little documentary on how like the mechanics started type thing, and then what happened? Oh, so he did shoot it.
Yeah.
So he did shoot it. So he had some footage, and I don't know what went on there. Then 2 years went past, or a year or 2 years went past, and then I hit him up again. I go, do you reckon we could finish that documentary that we started?
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh yeah, Basole, I know one guy, he's got all the setups, and like he's really good at, what do you think if I was to tell him to come do it? And I go, if you say that you got someone there, so like, I trust you, bro. Yeah, bring him through, to do it. And then that's how me and you, that's how I met this guy.
Yeah.
And then
right.
So when you pulled up, and then I seen all the gear, I was like, oh yeah, see, Chris wasn't wrong. Yeah. And that turned out perfect. It was like, thank you again for that deal. So I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Far out. Yeah, that's true. To add to what you're just saying, I remember when Chris hit me up to come and film you. A little bit of backstory on my end. Because that's our mutual friend is Chris. Yeah. So he shares a lot of people's stuff, and your stuff he would share like as well on his stories, and that's how I came across your page, and I was like, man, this guy like I think as I was tracking your stories, I was just like, you're like getting better and better, and you're getting known. You're like, your name was really stretching out. So that's from way back, like a couple of years ago. I was like, oh yeah, this guy is Chris's friend. Little did I know, your brother,
Lucky.
Yeah. When I went to CrossFit Koa, little did I know is when I seen him, man, no joke, when I saw him, because I seen your stories, I thought that was you.
Everyone does.
I thought it was you. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, this is the one. This is the guy. And then I think I spoke with Chris after. And I was like, oh man, it was good you bought the Uso Way.
Oh, true.
Like, because this was when we were, I think CrossFit Koa was at a small building, not where they are now.
Oh yes, bigger. Before they built. Oh yes.
And we were preparing for a comp. Because I was going to do a comp in New Zealand. That's when I saw Lucky for the first time. Because I think we had a weekend just for open for people to come and support and do a workout, and then they can donate and like pick up suppers. So that's when I saw him. So I literally thought that was you. I thought, and in my head I was like, because Lucky was good, and I was thinking, this guy knows how to do CrossFit. I was like, this guy knows how to do the CrossFit. Oh, so funny. Man. But yeah, like that's so I met Lucky, and then Chris did a boot camp. I don't know if you remember at LSKD.
I was there.
You came, yeah. So that's
when I died.
Yeah, man. So when you came, that's when I saw you properly.
Oh, true.
Because I filmed on that day. There was a few of us. Me, Sefa.
You and Sefa, yes. That's right.
Yeah. So I think just as I was moving around, That's when I saw you, and I then realized the difference between you and Lucky.
Yeah. Oh,
I was like,
what the difference in exercise?
You said it. You said it also. I'll just leave it there.
Oh man, crack up.
But yeah, so that's from my side. Like that's how I first saw you. Was way back then. Yeah. And
true.
I knew I've always known the name, like the Uso Way, and then when I seen you, that was my first time seeing you. And then first time like talking with you properly is when I came to shoot at your place. Yeah. So
true.
that's a backstory on my end.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is like how people cross paths, you know? Like sometimes it's through other people. For us it was, right? It was through Chris.
Yeah.
And from that one shoot that I did for you, you know, we had our own little chats in between. And I think from there, something so small, but it starts a relationship.
Yeah, 100.
You know? So
100.
It's really, really good. So yeah, so that's a bit of a backstory.
Oh, that's crack up.
How me and the guy here, how we met. And just grateful. I believe in timing, you know, in life, like, there's always a time when you're supposed to meet somebody or when you're supposed to cross paths, you know. We can't call that time. That time just happens when it happens. But if there is someone that calls it, it's God, man.
100.
God calls that time for sure. Hey.
Yeah, 100.
But yeah, so that's basically how we met. So we're gonna probably start off by just kind of touching, for those of you if you haven't seen it already, the Uso Way has already dropped his video of his story and of his life, of how he started a couple of months ago on YouTube.
A couple of months ago now. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to jump on his channel and watch it, because this here will be like an extension of that clip, so it will save a lot of like repeats, back and forth. We're just gonna touch on it real briefly, and then we're just gonna jump on there, because for the stuff that I want to push out is more on the creative end, and like that's why I have him here. That's why I have you here, is to talk about that part there, the creative side.
Hard out.
So I believe we'll just talk real quickly and real briefly on like the foundation of how you started up your brand, the Uso Way. So like you said before, you started like, you know, it was in the factory. You came up with the idea, or your boys had it with you.
Yeah. Always had the idea, and you know, so working at Coles or whatever factory it was. You just know you're not meant to be there. Like so, 100. As you're working, the mind's just going, what can I do? Like, but like, you know, growing up, I always wanted to do cars, and I was always watching these car YouTube channels, but they're all just like Aussies. I'd never seen an Islander sort of do it. So then that's where I had the idea, and the name just came so random. Like I was just like, how do I do things? Like I do it my way type of thing. I was like, and then how do I incorporate being Samoan, poly type guy? So yeah, the Uso Way just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's it. That's a really, really like nice simple segment of how you just put it. And but yeah, again, just go back to that conversation we had on your channel. Yeah, like it was just from an idea, you put it to like reality, and then from there your name, like just the way the name came across, it fit you perfectly.
And I like how you explained it, how I've always been doing it that way from the get-go. Like even before I even knew how to really do cars, I was always doing it my way also. And you explained it, and when I watched the video back and I could hear you saying it to me, I was like, bro, this guy's right, man.
Makes sense.
The name was always there. I just never could like, you know, just put it to a name.
Exactly. And the main thing as well, like a big part of it is that it incorporates your culture, being Samoan.
Slapped
away also in 100. There, and then it just gives a really direct like, what do you call it, like a direct I forgot the word. But basically, it's just telling people who you are. Like you're Samoan.
Yeah.
And you're a mechanic.
And it's funny because when I went to, because I got like business accounts with some like car parts stores, like for example, Auto One.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and I have a trade account. And you know, sometimes there's a new worker, and I go, oh, can you put on my business account? And then he goes and he reads it and he goes, the Uso Way. Like, you know what I mean? He really sort of knows, because Uso is such a diverse,
nice.
like, word that even some Palangis know, like, you know? Yeah, so he read it and he was like, oh, the Uso Way. Oh, I get it, bro. Yeah.
Nice. Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, eh?
Yeah.
And he's Australian? Like,
he's Aussie. Yeah, just Aussie, you know? Yeah.
That's really cool. Because it kind of shows, like, even the Aussies, they've been around Samoans, Polynesians for a while. So that name will ring, right?
The Uso is like, you know? And then he's always like, the Uso Way. Like, crack up.
Oh, nice. These are probably the guys you chuck up on your stories, maybe. Are they...
The ones that work, they work at Auto One.
Those guys?
Yeah. I chuck them on my vlogs here and there.
Nice.
Yeah, good fellas.
Shout out to Auto One.
Shout out to Auto One Pounds Plains, man. 100%.
Oh, nice. So we'll go from there and how you kind of left Coles, started up your thing, and this is during COVID times as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Started up your thing. Did you start up like Instagram straight away when you were about to do a mechanic thing?
That's a good point. So no, the YouTube was first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I made the YouTube page and everything, and then it was my missus' idea. You should do a Instagram.
Yeah.
But back then, what was it? 2020, I think. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
So like, I had no social media. Like that wasn't me.
Oh, not even Facebook.
No, like me and my Kenya's Facebook was like a joint Facebook. You know, those ones from back then. You know, it's like Vic and Dot. You know, So like we left it like that. I've never had a Facebook, and you know, I'd hardly go on it. I was always just watching YouTube and not really social media. So I didn't have Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, none of that. Instagram. So I didn't even know how to use it. But she ran the page in the beginning.
Yeah. So you started up YouTube. I'm assuming the sole purpose why you started up YouTube is because you wanted to do tutorials?
Yes.
Is that why?
Yes, 100,
yeah. And so once you started your doing the mechanics, did you film for that stuff straight away, doing the tutorials for YouTube, or did you work on your Instagram?
Yeah, so so I'll just post like new YouTube video on my Instagram just to try to funnel people to YouTube. So that's what I used it for. In the beginning, that's what I used Instagram for.
Yeah, and that's a good way to do it.
That's
a really good way to do it. Oh, okay. So what year are we talking? Like
2020.
2020 for the YouTube.
For the YouTube, yeah.
And
YouTube.
then later on that year you started Instagram?
Instagram was on May, yeah.
Oh,
so that's when I started. Oh yeah, I think a few weeks later. So it would have been in the same month. 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you are. You're about to start shooting your tutorials for YouTube. What gear were you using?
Bro, so see, from trying to learn how to work social media to learn how to work a phone camera, I think it was a Samsung S21.
Oh, yeah.
S21, it was. It was a Samsung S21. That was the latest phone at that time.
Oh, okay.
So I told her, can we please buy that phone so I can use it for my my YouTube? Then Siki, I bought the phone. No idea how to edit.
Oh,
So YouTube again, trying to put some footage together. Oh man. And just if you watch my first ever brake job.
That was it? It was filmed on that?
It was filmed on that, my first two or three, first 2 or 3 YouTube videos. Changing brakes and rotors, and I think the next one was headlights, like light bulbs.
Far out. So when you're filming this stuff, Like, are you are you holding the phone and you're doing your job, or did you have a tripod or?
So I bought a gimbal.
Oh, you got a gimbal.
I bought that Osmo gimbal.
Oh,
yeah,
for the phone.
so I told my king, can we need that too for the free?
How did you know about that? How did you know
YouTube,
about
I just see people, holding gimbals and things.
Yeah,
so I go,
yeah.
oh, is that how you hold the camera? Oh, babe, we gotta go buy it now.
Ah,
remember how I told you, like, I just run into it.
Yeah. Literally, you just do it. Wow. But you know the fact that that you watched that and then you knew, oh, get a gimbal. That's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good. A lot of people will just get the phone and just the phone. They won't know about the gimbal or anything. So I think that tells me that you have a research like mentality as well, where if you get something, you also try and look and see if there's more for it, you know, to make your job easier. And I think that goes along with you as a mechanic, like all the tools that you've got to know by the time, right? You get stuff that makes your job that much easier and quicker. Oh, look at that.
Also
look at that.
That was 2020.
2020, eh?
2020, sorry.
And you used the phone. And so you're still, how many tutorials did you shoot with that phone?
There's a few, there's a few videos. I think maybe 10 YouTube videos on showing how to change different parts of a car. And I used that same setup.
And so you're film it on your phone. Then would you just take the whole footage and just chuck it straight to YouTube from your phone? Like, would you upload it?
Oh no! So then my brother-in-law, I was asking him. This is where it went. So when he was making my logo, so he's the more IT guy, but my Uso there was helping me from the beginning. Right now he's been inside for a couple of years. So so he, when he went away, I was like, man, I have to try to figure out, more of what to do. Because so he was my biggest helper, man. My brother-in-law, and he made my brand. He told me, so like when you do videos, use InShot, because InShot's a good one. He said it was a good one. So I've been still using InShot till this day.
Oh really?
Yeah, till this day on my phone also. Like,
man,
honest, I can edit so fast on it now. Because it's so convenient just having it on your phone.
Oh, see, that's a really good point there that you brought up. Like, and it's very similar with me. Like when I use something, like say the Sony camera, or if I use like Premiere Pro, like whatever I use for editing or filming with, I just stick with that for years. Because you're so used to it, right? And like what you said, when you first start, you're not sure, right? You're just gonna give it a go and learn things along the way, and then next thing you're just flying through it. You're going fast through it. Wow, 100. That's awesome, man. To this day, even.
To this day, also,
Man, 4 years later, still on there. That's good.
And full subscription, everything.
Full subscription. Oh yeah. So you can unlock everything.
So like everything now. So like, I unlocked everything.
That's good. Everything you're saying is like, it makes me remember when I went through that stuff as well. Because you're right, like when you're just using the free version, you can only use so much, right? And then once you get used to that, you're like, oh, you need more. Or you're ready for the next one. So then you unlock it and then you're like, oh, right, I got this now, I can 100. Do this. Nice.
Hard. Now I think of it as like it's just investment now. Like it's for quality, it's for content and that. Yeah.
Far, man. InShot, man. It's a sponsor. Sponsor this guy now. Far out. 4 years.
I tried to jump onto the other one, but I'm just so used to it. You just want to stay with it.
And that's good.
What's the other one that everyone chooses? CapCut or something. Yeah, CapCut.
Yeah. I've never used CapCut.
Yeah, because you're on the real stuff.
Man, like talking about you, it reminds me of when I first started. I started on my phone too. This is back in 2015, 2016. Everybody had phones back then, and those phones were like pretty good for video. So it just became a normal thing for everyone to go around and film this, take photos of this, because it's in your pocket. So I started using the phone back then, and then when I was editing, I used oh my gosh, I forgot what editing program I used.
How long ago was this?
For 2018. This is when I started to get serious. Like this is when I was like, oh, I'll
transitioning to that to
yeah.
Premiere
I was
Pro?
like, yeah.
Oh.
But when I was using the phone, there was an app. It wasn't InShot was out at that time, but I'm trying to remember my one. Can't remember. It might pop into my head during the podcast, and then I'll bring it up. But I was like you. I was just using that program to do all my edits, doing all my stuff, and then I'll just post straight from there to Facebook. Yeah, I was just posting to Facebook way back then, and yeah, like that's how I started. So it sounds like very similar to you, but you used InShot on your phone to edit your tutorials for YouTube, and then you posted it from your phone. You uploaded it from there to YouTube. Or? Oh yeah. Did it take long? Does it depend on your internet? Or?
Yeah, it still takes a bit. Yeah, depending on how long the videos are.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. How long were these tutorials roughly?
Roughly, I'd say roughly 10-minute mark.
10 minutes. Oh yeah. Nice.
10-minute mark.
Yeah, nice.
Try to break down every single detail.
Yeah. Wow, that's so good, man.
Yeah.
That's so good. So you used that for a couple of years, and then what was like the next thing you invested into? Like for camera stuff?
Was just obviously the phones over the years, they upgrade.
Yeah.
And that was just me.
Oh, just upgrading the phone.
Upgrading, yeah. So
nice.
I went through 13, 14, 15 now. So we got 15 now. And right now I'm just trialing the Google Pixel 8.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good phone.
Yeah.
From what I see.
Yeah. Like, I just saw reviews on it, and you know, on one of my content days, I had the 14, and I had the Rode mics hooked up to it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're on the jet skis, and we're shooting content. So I finished shooting, everything's on the phone, mics all still plugged in, and then, let's turn around now. So the guy goes to turn around, I'm at the back of someone else, he's driving, he goes to turn, and we fall on the water, and damaged us. So,
even the phone, eh?
Even the phone, the phone damaged, the mic's damaged, gone. But lucky we took it in and I could get the memory. So I told them to send all the footage to iCloud. And then I had to go upgrade again. So that's how we got the 15. And then my king was like, get another phone for your content. So I went and bought this because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Wow, man. You know, that's what we go through, eh?
Yeah.
When we're in the, what do you call it? When you're in the mood, you like in the zone, you know, when you're in the zone and you're getting it's good, and then you just 1 second, it just takes 1 or 2 seconds, and then you stop.
Yeah, man. Hard out.
Let's crack up, man. Oh, well, rest in peace to the
rest in peace to the iPhone 14.
And whoever finds it. Man, so I think we'll take it a little bit further back now, eh?
Yeah.
The conversation, because I'm interested to know, like, see how you jumped onto YouTube, right? So you're pretty much already starting content from way back then. Were you nervous? Like, were you ever nervous when you were filming the tutorials?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever talked to a camera, like, and look at a camera and like, this is awkward as, like, I was nervous as was.
And how was it when you were filming? Like, were you like, you know, stuffing up on things that you were saying, or were you like, you know what I mean? Because I want to pull this all the way back, because this is good for for people that, you know, use their phones, right?
Yeah.
Because you've been in the game for way longer now, and the way you talk to us like you're talking to a friend, like, you know.
Oh, I tried to, but there's one thing, we all, me, my king, and sort of our family, they always mock me because of this. If you look at my first videos, you'll notice my right lip is always up, and I'm talking like nervous, like this one doesn't want to talk.
Man.
So if you look into it, don't look into it. So like, you'll notice my mouth like wants to, like, one side, and I'm like, hey, I'm like looking at the video like, since when do I do that? Like, I think it was just a nervous thing. But now it's like, I don't know if it's a little bit
Nah. And now, man, it's just all good, eh? I'll have to go watch the video. I'll have to go back.
Don't watch it. No.
You know the actor, Sylvester Stallone?
Yes.
Rocky Balboa? Like that?
Like that. Oh, bro.
Oh.
Yeah,
but
man.
this is good to hear, because this is this is very relatable.
Yeah.
For people who want to try and do stuff now on their phones for that, for themselves. It's good to hear and see people that are much better now, how it was for them back in the beginning, because we all go through that.
Yeah.
Like
100.
even to turn on the phone and the phone is recording, already the nerves kick in.
Yeah.
Like it already kicks in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many times you practice your lines or things to say. As soon as that record button's on, you might remember the first line and you've gone
Forget
blank.
the rest.
Yeah, gone blank. So that happened to you quite a bit, eh?
Oh, 100.
That's
bro,
good.
100.
But you still pushed it out.
And I still couldn't. I had to tell everyone, can you all go inside, please? Go inside. I can't do it when, someone's standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
was it because they might laugh or?
Just awkward.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden, oh, this is the Victor I know. No, this is the Victor he's trying to be. It's different.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It just felt,
Yeah.
But
the good thing is the fact that you had the courage to even do it. Even though you knew that, like, how nerve-wracking, how hard it might be for you, you still, like, I don't know what you did or what you said to yourself, but you knew that you needed that, right?
Yeah.
Like you had to push it out for YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's so good. That's so good to hear. Yeah, but like I said, look at you now, man. GoPro,
So
easy,
bro.
And you can talk, right?
Yeah.
Whereas back then, you'll be fighting for words.
Yeah.
Because then you might even forget, like, what you're holding is the brake, but you might be like, what is this?
Exactly.
What is this again?
Yeah, exactly. Harder. You get into that shock where all of a sudden the words are like disappearing in. You're like trying to find the word to explain what you're doing.
100%.
It's like that.
But I think the most important thing is that you started. Like, that's once you start, it just, the wheels start to slowly turn and then you just get better and better. A lot of people don't realize that, even including myself. Way back then when I was doing the phone thing, I didn't know that I'll get better and better as I do it. But I don't know. I think once I put the clip out there, for some reason I felt good.
Yeah.
Same like you?
100. Yeah. When you look at it like, man, I did that, type of thing,
Yeah. And then from there you went on to so you kept upgrading with your phones for a little while.
Yeah.
Did you jump onto the GoPro like from the phones?
I only just jumped on GoPro like late last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I solely use it just for vlogging.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so easy to.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Me, it's all about, like, for me, because other than all of this, like, I'm still working. Like, so I'm so busy with fixing people's cars, and that's like separate from content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wherever I can try squeeze something in, I like something fast. So yeah, like phones, GoPros. Yeah. That's sort of my, avenue.
Yeah, it makes sense. You need something that's quick to set up.
Yeah.
And to keep up with your pace.
Yeah.
You can't really, like, stop to make sure the camera's on the right angle.
Yeah.
You just kind of needed to set it up once, hit go, and then you just keep going with what you're going in.
Like, I would love to have this type of setup, like lights and all that, but it's not really convenient when I'm doing cars and... Yeah, so that's why...
Yeah.
For me... And I think you touched on a subject before too, like trying to figure out what camera's best for everyone.
Yeah.
So mine's different. Like it's you're dealing with cars and I'm moving, test driving, like,
Yeah.
So I figured out, GoPros they're still sexy,
Yeah. No, really, really good. Yeah, so, really, really good.
And they're so small, easy, light, fast,
Yeah, they're really, really
so
good.
that's what works for me.
Yeah. Because I think I touched on it a little bit before we started shooting this, but I think I'll just share it while we're shooting this as well. For me, it's like over the years I've realized, like, everything has a purpose. Like everything that we use or the gear has a purpose. So when people ask me like, oh, what's a good camera, or what's a good mic, what's some good lights, whatever the case may be, I always ask questions to try and like narrow it down to what they actually are gonna use it for. And you'll be surprised, some people, like I think I've had a few, maybe two or three conversations with certain people where I felt they didn't really need a camera. Like the phone was enough for them.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's because I had to ask questions to understand what they're actually going to use it for. Because most cases, people just want a camera or they want gear because they see someone else have it. And then they're like, I want to do what he's doing. I'll get what he's getting.
Yeah.
But then eventually after a month or a couple of weeks even, they end up not really using it anymore because they realize, what that guy is doing is what he does is best for him, not really best for me,
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is with everybody. When you have people who try to follow what everyone else is doing, you'll realize really quickly that they're doing that because that's them.
Yeah.
That's their purpose. That looks good for them.
Yeah.
My purpose is different, and then it's like, okay, how do I make sure what I get is for me, so that I don't waste money? Because at the end of the day, it's money.
100.
These things, man, they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So, like I said, everything has a purpose. Like, it's nice to have all these cameras, all these mics and all of that stuff, but depending on what you do, what your lifestyle is like, something like that,
That's so true.
GoPro is perfect for you, right? Good quality for video. Very small, very compact, just in your pocket, straight out, bang, set up, gone,
100.
So that's what it is. And then
and like, because me thinking about these cameras, because they're not cheap, right?
Yeah.
Imagine me trying to go under a car and film something, and then engine part hits it and breaks the lens, and so that's
100%.
what I'm thinking,
Yeah. And that's a good point, because even cars itself, they're really tight spots.
Yeah.
GoPro, easy,
solid.
right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Look at the alternator. Just shove it in the engine and then pull it back out. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Easy, right?
Yeah.
The other good thing about your GoPro, because I'm not sure, I'm not too familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure if you turn it on, are the settings automatic? Like or do you have to do settings manually in there, or do you just turn it on and it's ready to go?
Oh, so you set it up so when you do turn it on, whatever setting you want to set up for it to initially be on, that's the setting it'll be on. So if you leave it at 4K, like 60 frames on 4K video, then the next time you turn it on, it's going to be that.
Oh, okay. So whatever you last used will be on there once you turn it back on. Yeah, okay. But again, that there's nice and small, easy, that's
that one even goes up to 240 frames.
See?
For slow-mo, but I don't think the quality is as... I think it's 1080, the best quality, but
Still good enough.
Still good enough, yeah.
I'm filming on 1080 right now.
Yeah, true, yeah, man.
So that's perfect, and that's amazing. Like this time that we live in, far out, the amount of gear that they have available to the public, it's crazy. Like, so small, and very...
did you see the new 360?
360?
Yeah, there's another 360, like a real pocket-sized one.
Oh, no.
Tiny. Yeah.
See?
Way tinier than the thing. Well, anyways, because you said you were talking about cameras in there.
No, but it fits
I just seen that.
Yeah. And see, I think this is a good time to share this, is because when you're I'm pretty sure you'll agree with it. When you're seeing gear that's released now, automatically you're thinking about your line of work and how that camera can fit for you, right?
Yes.
So if you're looking at that 360 and it's tiny, already you're like, bro, that can go up there. That can go down there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See?
100.
So I think that's the beauty of it, is if you just take a minute or two to really think about what you're going to shoot, then it really helps with you when you're investing into this type of stuff. You invest into the right stuff rather than getting it now and then later on regretting, I should have, because I've done that many times in the past where I bought something, and then, a month or two later, I'm like, man, that's what I needed. That thing, but I got this thing. You know, it's a mistake.
But see, it's like trial and error type thing.
Trial and error, 100%. Man.
That's trialing and error with heaps of money.
And then we gotta come up with an excuse to the partner. No, we can do this. But yeah, no, that's really, really good that's a really, really good point to talk about and bring up, you know, that part there, because we're in this time now where I think like this stuff, the creativity stuff, I think it's gonna become the normal, you know. Exactly. I really believe that like this year, at some point, maybe in 2 years, 3 times, 2 or 3 years time, people will be like this walking around and talk to the phone will be natural. Like it'll be so natural that we just ignore it naturally, you know, because we just know what they're doing because we do that. Exactly. Right now it's like it's on its way there. But man, backtrack to when you first started, that was like very different. It was very unusual for someone to see someone like, walk around, talk to a camera, and they're like, what the? And it's easy to make fun, you know, because you're just like, you don't know what it's for until we start seeing YouTube. And we're like, that looks mean. Hard. You know? No, 100%. So I think man. Like with what you're doing, you're way ahead of the game. Which is good. Yeah.
But it's at the same time, and I'll touch base on that, like what you're doing, like there's not many polys doing car content stuff. So like if you were to sort of have a look on the, you know, social media and that, or even YouTube, there's not, if you look at car content creators, there's not many. So I feel like at the same time I feel like there's no competition. But like I have to just keep on. Do you know how if you have someone that you're sort of competing with, you always want to try and be ahead or build ideas?
There's a bit of a push.
There's a bit of a push. Exactly. So me, I'm just trying to think fresh, like, okay, what's the next? It's sort of hard because we're dealing with like mechanic stuff. But at the same time, I'm enjoying the journey because it's different. And but try and bring it back to the roots as to why I wanted to start it in the beginning was try and help people sort of understand how to do their cars, just a simple maintenance things.
And you know, it's beautiful because it's just what we were talking about before, when we share what we know with people, like and how we feel about it feels so good. You know?
And you're like me, who's like, even if you just tell someone something and you feel good about it, that's enough. Like you feel sick.
It is. It's so like satisfying for our heart. You know? Because we're brought up with parents who do that. They like they always give from their heart. For us, we're a new generation, so our way of giving is a little bit different. We give knowledge. We know, And so even you doing your YouTube, you're providing people, like, it's free. It's free. You're showing them how to change the brakes, how to change their oils, how to check this, check that on their cars for free. You know, but YouTube is such a massive platform. Like that, you went right to the king. You know?
YouTube is, I reckon YouTube is probably the hardest platform to build. And I'll say that's just me being on just in Instagram. But YouTube, I don't know, it just feels so, just have to be so consistent with it.
I think you're right, because there's like millions and millions of people watching it, right? So it's really hard to try and get your vid pushed through among all the other videos that are going there. But the consistency is definitely like one of the key points, because you know in the back of your mind, even though you're pushing out these videos, you know at the back of your mind, one day it's gonna come. And then when that one day comes, you'll be so happy that you've got a back stack already, so that when people catch you on one video, they naturally go start watching the rest. You know what I mean?
That's
so
how
it's
it goes.
just it's just the point of stacking all your videos now, because then once that day happens, you're prepared. You're prepared way back.
100%.
So then it just keeps going. It's out of it, like the way the internet works, because it wasn't like this for our parents, So it's very very different. So it's really nice for us, like living in this time, we were raised in a different time.
Yeah.
But then we've like lived into this time where we can like adapt.
Yeah.
You know, we adapt and then we follow what's like happening now. We're not stubborn, or we're not that proud. We're not that proud to be like, oh, you know, nah, that's not good. We actually are interested, and we like look into it and be like, okay, how can this work for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we play it. So it's really, really good. So you've been shooting all those tutorials coming in you'll be shooting all those tutorials for your mechanic stuff. And then you've come into Instagram as well, done the same thing there. Every day, or like, well, when you're working, every day your stories are stacked because you're always like showing stories, what you're working on, right?
I should,
Yeah. So my next question is, what's the engagement like from the people? You know, when you're sharing all these tips on your YouTube on what to do, and then also your stories, and some of your stories you're actually explaining like what you're doing and what the purpose of that part is, if that part is bad or if it's good, whatever it is. What's the interaction you get from your people, from the followers and all of that?
So with stories, I think that was my biggest business builder.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's why I've made it my thing to have to always, every car I work on, in nearly whatever day it is, post that up, like from beginning to the end. Like, you know, even if it's photos, no matter if it's like a major service or you know, clutch change is exactly the car that I'm gonna go back to today and finish off.
Yeah.
But it's because people look at it and be like, the most interaction I get is like, bro, I had the same problem and that's the same car I got. Can you fix mine? Now there goes another job that's going to be stacked for next week and this and that. Yeah.
Dang.
And then I'll do another car and the same thing. It's like, man, I need, you know, my mom's got a car like that and she had that problem and, you know, so everything, the story interaction I get is so diverse. Like there's heaps of, I'm busy in that area. So.
Oh, man.
Always, if I don't post stories, I tend to feel like in the beginning, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe on my first year, I felt obligated to post because I feel like if I didn't post stories, like working, it makes people forget. So in that first year, I was like, when I was posting stories, they're like, oh, that's right, you do cars. Like that was my first interaction.
Yeah. Man, I've heard a podcast where someone was saying something like that when they post their reels, is to tell people what they do or what they're about. But they use their stories to remind people.
True.
I heard it in a podcast like maybe last week or something. But because you've explained it, I'm like, so this guy's doing it, but you just didn't know.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but
I just felt as I was posting more stories, I got more interactions in jobs. So that means, you know, I'm getting busier. This is my business.
Yeah.
But as soon as I have a day or two, like say Saturday, Sunday, I'll take it off. Yeah. And then I'll be sort of quiet. It'll just be reels or whatever. Yeah, I'll come back Monday. First post, the first car I pulled up and I'm working on it. All of a sudden, are you busy next week? Are you busy this week? Can you do this car? Can you do that? Yeah.
That's good, man.
So I sort of clicked there. So that's why I'm always busy on stories, bro.
Yeah. Shucks. That's good interaction.
Yeah.
That's really good interaction.
Yeah.
And the fact that you woke up to that and was like, oh, man, this works. Like, this is giving me jobs.
Yeah,
so you keep doing
just
it, right?
Keep pumping it out,
Man, that makes sense. That makes sense because you'll be working on cars that maybe someone else has that same car. But also like what you're saying, like maybe it might not be the same car, but the issue is the same.
Yeah.
Who knows who you're gonna reach?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Man, social media is powerful, man.
So powerful.
It's so strong. Like especially for you starting up a small business, right? This is at your home with your family and that, but your reach is massive because social media can do that for you.
Exactly.
Push.
That's what social
Whereas
media
back
can do.
in the day, it would be like, you know, gotta have cards, knock on the door, word of mouth, you know. Yeah. But now it's just like everyone has a phone. Yeah. Everyone's on social media. Yeah. And it's free. It's free stuff that you're like pushing out there and making people aware of, but then in return gives you income, you know, like for you to support your family.
And see, and till this day, I've never posted up or posted a story and say, hey guys, I'm servicing cars if you need services. I've never put myself out like that. I just show the work. Yeah. So I'm sort of a flip type thing, eh? Like they just say it like, okay, I'll just go show the oil getting drained and you know, and the alternator getting put in, and But then I do get questions where, like, you know, I post up a story and I'm doing a car and they're changing an alternator, and then it's like, hey mate, do you know how to change an alternator? I'm like, I'm literally just changing an alternator. What do you mean?
Just like click back a couple of stories. Because some of your stories are like that. You're like, you've gone to the like the full length, but then you continue, what you're explaining.
Yeah.
You gotta have people like
sorry,
that.
I don't.
That's what makes the world spin around. People keep it interesting. Man, that's good. So we've touched on a lot of good things now. One thing I kind of want to just maybe finish off on this note as well is with your stuff on Instagram, it's so good to see, and even on YouTube from your tutorials, but then you've also added like other little flavors into your stuff, you know? So I'm talking about like the comedy stuff and all of that. How did that, like, what made you want to take that spin and like?
So if we go sort of comedy content skit wise, also Chris was the one who introduced me. So I don't know if you go back to Chris's original videos or somewhere in the beginning. I was in those videos.
Actually you're right.
There's a few of them that I've been in there. So the whole skit and reel scene that came from the Uso. But me from the beginning I was like, I just want to focus on cars. But then there comes a time when you just keep working. You're like, you know, throughout the middle of the week, you want to sort of look forward to something. So I basically did the skits, and I made a thing for us on Wednesdays or Thursdays to be a skit day. So where I just leave the cars. I leave the cars. I will just forget about cars for today. Like, you know, just have fun. We just crack up, bro. We just have a feed and just muck around. There's nothing else to it. We just
that's good.
It breaks the week up.
That's good. You know, also to that as well is like, I believe every line of job that you're in, doesn't really matter what line of job it is, there's always something funny in there anyways. You know what I mean? There's always something funny that happens. You know, so I like your one because you've taken the skits, but you've still kept the mechanic theme in it. You know what I mean? It's still relatable in a way because it still ties into cars. And so it suits your title really, really well. But that I thought, man, this is good because you're right. It's a good little break from showing all your tutorials, showing what you fix and all of this stuff, and then you add a little bit of laughter in there. You know? There's some of the stuff that I watched on your skits, man. I think of like Fast and Furious of the movie, you know, because I love that movie, man. When I was young, that was like. That was one of the best things I've ever watched. And you know, when you watch a movie like that, all of a sudden everyone wants to
just race. I know. That's the influence you get from it.
Exactly. You know, and then you go watch like you know, like the dance ones you got served and that, then you want to go make a crew. But you're right, like those type of things heavily influence like anybody, you know. But to bring it back down to your sense, you're also influencing, I'm pretty sure I believe that you're influencing other people as well to like look and maintain their cars. You know what I mean? Not even that, maybe you might be inspiring like a young youth or someone in their
100 or so
in the age of like 18 to 20 and be like, man, you know what, I actually like cars. But they just didn't realize it until they started to, you know, track along with you.
Like, and I'll tell you this, there's been like a good handful of people, of my customers from 2020 that came to me from the get-go that are now doing their own cars. And like he hit me up like the other week, last month, and he goes, like he's trying, like, you know, another big job now, like timing belt and that, and I think he got the timing wrong.
Yeah.
And he still hits me up, like, you know, we still keep in contact, and I share the knowledge, and I went over and I go, Soleus, like, you know, this is what timing should be, how to time the head, how to time the crank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then turn the car on again. But like for him to even get to that point,
Yeah.
so like, he was coming to me for that. But now he's, you know, he's doing something. So he's very, for that particular person. But there's a few others that, till this day, still message me, but they're working on their own cars too now. Like
That's
they
good.
say, also, if it wasn't for you, Sole, I wouldn't be here. And I go, bro, that's mean. That makes me feel good. Also, that, and like you said,
See, 100%. You can take that all the way back to 2020. If you didn't make that choice to do what you do now, you would never. You would have never inspired these people.
Yeah, 100,
you don't
100.
know. Like, I think when you're about to take on an idea and make it a reality, you don't realize the impact you're going to have on people. You really don't. Because at the time, it's just what you want to do for you.
Yeah.
Everything else that comes along with it, along your journey, is like, it just adds. You know, then it gives you...
Even now, I feel like I'm just still doing what I love and doing what me, like, you know, I still forget that it might influence someone.
Yeah. See, that's beautiful, man. Just goes to show, I think, like, in this lifeline, maybe this was your purpose. You know, to come on here and work on cars, but it's your way of serving. Like, I truly believe, like, we all are here to serve. It's just, what do we serve in? You know?
100.
But it makes it more meaningful when you're doing something you naturally love and you just serve the people in that way. Hey, it's out of it. Really, out of it. But it's good, man. I think that's pretty much it. Like, that's all that I wanted to chat on. And
man.
You know, was there anything else you wanted to add on?
No, so I just want to say what a beautiful setup was setting up. And no, thanks for having me. Sole. What was I going to say? No, I just forgot. Oh, about creativity. No, I love that, Yeah. And the way you said people are just going to naturally be walking around with cameras facing at them, shucks, that's going to be out of a time,
Yeah,
it will be out of a time.
Because if you even think about it, I'm not sure about your kids, but my kids, I can turn on the camera and they love it, man.
Oh no,
even the phones, you know, they can turn on the phone and all of a sudden, welcome, my name, you know, my name, and I'm like, whoa, you know, because they watch it, like they watch YouTube, so I think they understand like the concept behind it. Oh man, this is how you do it, or I see Dad do it, you know. So that generation is like, these younger generations are already being prepared. So that this is gonna become the norm very soon. Cause see what they do at school, they use iPads and that.
I know, man.
Pens and boxes. You know, when we see things brought up on the big screen in class, that was massive for us. But these guys are, you know. So the time, like the technology over time is always evolving and it's getting better and better. So I think, like I said before, I feel like you're ahead of the game, and also for myself as well. Yeah,
because you started before. I actually came across your profile one time because I remember your profile photo. I didn't remember that name at that time, but I think it was because I was following the Uso Parker Films one time.
Oh yeah.
And I think you're in that circle. Somehow popped up, but and then remember I told you I just got too distracted with social media when I was doing cars, so I just unfollowed everyone on that page.
Yes.
So that's it.
I remember.
And then now I'm slowly following a little bit of people again.
Oh man. It's a good journey,
Good journey. Good journey, bro. A lot of ups and downs.
It's a good journey.
But Sole, you go for it, man.
Yeah. And I think just to wrap it all up, for us. Again, I appreciate you coming on, jumping on this today for us. Just to wrap things up, if you haven't already, follow along on the social media of the Uso Way here. He's on YouTube and Instagram. That's it, Just
just YouTube and Instagram also.
Follow along with his journey. If you have any questions, like what he said, in the mechanics world, man, send it through. Send it through.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
Send it through.
Ask me a question. Just don't ask me stupid questions.
Don't ask if you know how to change the alternator. Thank you, man.
Thank you, mate. Also, I appreciate it.
Thank you.